Oh man, so a huge day for Fantom and more importantly Cardano. Yes, Cardano has a much anticipated listing on Robinhood. Yes, you can now buy ADA on Robinhood. We've also got a critical chart pattern update for Fantom, which you have to be aware of. And we're going to do price targets for both Fantom and ADA. So make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you stay tuned till the very end. If you want to buy Fantom or ADA, you can do so using the links in the description. Let's get straight into this, guys. And let's start off with ADA. You can see here on the 4-hourly chart, we are getting this upward trend. But look at this, guys. Do you remember the time when these types of things, when listings would happen and you'd get massive moves on crypto? In a bear market, that is not the case. In a bear market, it doesn't matter what feature you announce, what you do, it doesn't matter. You just need to build in the background and get on with it. You're not going to get those pumps. Now, that's kind of a good thing because you don't get all that FOMO and greed, but also you know that the project is building value. So you still got time to buy the dip on your favorite projects, knowing that Cardano today is not necessarily in the same shape as it was yesterday. Now it's got a Robinhood listing, opens it up to a much wider user base. I know a lot of people don't like Robinhood, but the fact of the matter is a lot of people over in the States have access to Robinhood, have cash in Robinhood, and now literally at the swipe of a button, they can be getting access to something like Cardano. So we're seeing this upward trend here on the 4-hourly chart. I will be looking towards this to see, do we get a move back to the upside? You can see here, this was the announcement, this was the move, and now we're curling back over. It couldn't even go to the top of the channel. Now, if I come out here on the 4-hourly chart, you'll see where the pressure's coming from, and it's coming from the EMA ribbon. So you see, intra 4-hour candle here, we did have the wick up, right? That's based on the news of this listing. But you can see the bears are so powerful right now, not just on ADA, not just on Bitcoin, but the wider economy. Right now, the wider economy is not feeling great at all. If I take a refresh here, we can take a look at how the markets are performing, and you can see the markets are not happy whatsoever. If I bring that down, 1.93 on the Nasdaq, a horrible 2% down today. S&P down another 1.23%. Market is not happy. Fear and greed index is sitting at 20. And if you want to know more about the macro economy, you need to watch my video from earlier today. I go through the dollar index, I go through the Bitcoin chart and explain exactly what's happening. But in this video, I'm going to give you an update on Cardano and my price target on that, plus Fantom. So this is the listing. You got the official announcement. You can see that people are talking about it. It's now listed on Robinhood, which is great, but the price is not moving. We're actually getting some pressure to the downside. And if we lose this trend line here on Cardano, I'll be looking at that price point back at around that 42 cents mark. Will it fall back to that kind of level? And again, some crazy price points. In my opinion, do your own research for Cardano. Hugely low price points. When you look back at this, when you start putting it on the weekly chart and you start looking at this project, I mean, it's just insane how much potential Cardano has. And if you take the Fibonacci extension from swing low to swing high, you can see that a very conservative price point, right, brings you back to that golden ratio, that 0.618 to 0.65 Fibonacci level. That gives you a $2 to $2.14 range on Cardano on the recovery when Bitcoin recovers. And I think that's hugely conservative. I think this will far surpass all-time highs. And if we take the Fibonacci extension and look at the Fibonacci 1.618 level, you then get a $4.76. And even looking at that, I think Cardano can surprise a lot of people in the next bull run. But again, this is one of those, if you're holding it for the long run. It's a part of your portfolio. You ride with it, you dollar cost average into it, and you hold. And that's how I take this project. I continue to dollar cost average in. I was happy buying at higher price points. I still think even at the $2 kind of range, Cardano is huge, has huge potential to the upside. So at these kind of price points at 44, and if we fall to 42 or any lower, I will be topping up my bag on Cardano. Let's also take a look at Fantom. And what I want to show you here on Fantom, let's head over to the 4-hourly chart, is this. You can see this clear downward trend. In fact, let's start again. Let's zoom out. You can see we were in this big rising wedge. We broke to the downside, okay? Just so you know where we're at for perspective. And now we're in this downward channel. And of this first downward channel, broke to the downside, tried to recover a little bit. And now it looks like we're breaking down here on the 4-hourly chart. Let's switch over to the hourly. You can see here, we are breaking down from this next trend. So you want to keep a close eye on this. Are we going to start falling back down to here as a first price point, right? At about that 26 mark. And then even lower, will it come down to test the bottom of this channel around that 24 level? If we come onto this chart as well, as you can see with my horizontal support in play, we have support at 24. So that ties in well with that level at the bottom of the channel if it wants to come test this kind of a region in here. If it does, I will be looking to nibble some more because those price points are quite juicy now. And it's been a while since I've topped up a little bit of Fantom. So definitely a little bit of a buy for me. But again, let's ask ourselves on this weekly chart, what do we see it? And when I look at this and I show you always good to remind ourselves when you see the 0.618 to 0.65 mark here on Fantom, that's a comfortable return, in my opinion, to $2.28 to $2.40. I'll be very, very disappointed if Fantom doesn't get to there. That's a really low base case. And then your target case is comfortably getting back to all-time highs, right? Let's take that as the candlestick here, as you at your highs at about $3.32. Even more exciting, can we go and achieve our Fibonacci extension? 1.618 mark brings you to a $5.60 Fantom. Considering Fantom is a quarter of a dollar right now, it's 26 cents at this range. I mean, what a great risk to reward, in my opinion, and definitely something which deserves a part of my portfolio. The only thing with Fantom, like I said, was would they have had the strength to survive such a bear market? And so far, they've shown some good strength. They did have a wobble. We can't avoid that. They had the FUD with Andre Cronje. They had the Roosh Whale wallets. We had all various stuff kicking off in terms of liquidity issues, right? We still got this issue around the sunset day. So no project is without its failings. But you as an investor have to weigh up your risk to return rewards. And I can see here, for me personally, Fantom shows some great potential in its tech. We can talk about that all day. We can talk about, their throughput. We can talk about the speed. We can talk about the people building apps and the total value locked. The reality is, I think this can comfortably, the next bull run, get towards past these levels and really start to exceed expectations to the upside. So there you have it, guys. 2 interesting projects which I'm watching out for on the short term. Obviously, be careful here on Fantom on the hourly chart. You can see a clear breaking of trend here to the downside. So do watch out for this. Wider markets are not helping right now. You can see that if we take a look at Bitcoin falling down 2%, breaking down from this wedge right now, which I warned of this morning. I will be looking for price targets around that 19.5. Expecting some support from 19,200 on Bitcoin as well. And then you can see the price target from this wedge, which I shared with you this morning, can technically take you back down to some of these 17,600 levels, and that's just taking a conservative estimate. So we've got to be prepared for these estimates. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to follow this TA exactly, but it's about being prepared mentally and having a game plan that if Bitcoin does go to there, what are you doing? And I made clear what I'm doing if Bitcoin gets to those levels in my video. So go watch that, smash all the likes, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.